Most parents want to improve how they communicate with their teen. You're probably one of them, or else you wouldn't be watching this channel. Now, I will tell you that one of the most useful, practical ways for parents to enhance the way they communicate, most parents won't even try, even if they know what it is. Before I share with you this practical tip, would you mind taking a second and hitting the subscribe button to support us? Thank you. So, with that said, here is the tip. If you're serious about improving the way you communicate with your teen, there's one thing you can do immediately, and that is to record yourself. So, how do you do that? Well, one way is before you interact with your teen, whether it's right before you enter the door coming back from work, or if it's a weekend, just when you wake up and you're about to interact with your kids, hit the audio record button on your phone and just have it with you and just go about your day. And you could do a full day's worth of recording. That might be a lot to sift through, but at least take an hour plus where you're just going about how you interact with your teen. The most important thing is try to forget that you have the recording button on, because sometimes when we know we're recorded, we may not actually be ourselves. And the most valuable part is taking some time that evening to review kind of how you actually talk to your teen. And you might find some surprising things. Most parents find that the tone they use to talk to their teens is certainly one that doesn't invite a positive reaction. Another thing that can come up is just what you're talking to your teen about, and many parents find that they're often just ordering their kids around, right? There isn't really a normal conversation. It's going to do this, do that, don't do this. And again, these are all things to be aware of, and based on what you hear, you may already have some ideas of something you can try to improve the way you communicate with your teen, whether it's to neutralize your tone, whether it's to be aware that you're maybe more judgmental than you need to be, or it's finding ways to connect with them and really talk to them about different topics beyond just commanding or demanding things of them, or telling them perhaps where they could be better. So that's something you can do. Again, it's not easy. And as I mentioned, most parents won't do this. But if you are serious about improving the way you communicate, and if you want an immediate result in terms of a shift for you, record yourself and kind of hear back the way you talk to your child, and that's going to give you some good insights. Now, of course, we're going to continue to create videos to support you as you help your child build success habits. But one of the most important things that you'll want to cultivate is the ability to get them to want to listen to you. And based on how you talk to them, that may be helping you, or it may be getting in the way. So if you found this tip to be helpful, first try it, and then of course share it with others. And if you want to do some bonus work, one thing you can do is before a difficult conversation, whether you want to talk about a bad grade, or something you found out, you may want to let your teen know you're recording it. The biggest risk is then they feel really awkward and they don't want to have the conversation. But recording how you approach those moments can be extremely helpful as well. Of course, exercise caution. You don't want to break the trust with your child. And a good way to do that is just record it and then reflect on it and delete it. Right? As long as it doesn't go beyond and there's nothing sensitive shared in those conversations. Of course, if it's a confidential conversation, don't record it. So that's our tip. And again, share it with your friends and follow this channel for additional tips to come.